There we go.
There we go. Welcome to another episode of the Odds Pod. As
Calypso.
always, if you're new to the show, actually, maybe it's not as always. This is only our second show live, and we talk all things apocalypse. We are the creators of the Odds. I'm Ben. I'm the artist, and this is.
I'm Dave Hendrick. I am the lad what writes it.
He's good at words, that lad.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be good with words.
It is. It's an important thing for a writer to be is to be good with words. You know.
Yes, erudite.
That's why I'll never make it a writer. But we're going to tackle all things apocalypse because our book, The Odds, is about our favorite apocalypse.
Sure is, man.
And it's actually on the note of our book, Dave. It's getting more traction again now. I'll have some pages I can send you secretly very soon.
Secret pages. Cool.
Secret pages I can't share on this, but
sorry, rest of the world.
That's it. Well, we showed some pages on the last stream to the rest of the world. And apologies for not getting the sound sent over to our producer for a podcast, an audio podcast, which is usually our format. I had to play around with the sound file a little bit. I've only just got it right today. So I'll get that over today. And then maybe our format might be a podcast a week behind the show. Or maybe we'll catch up.
We're making live production decisions.
Can we do that? Can we cut a break getting it wrong?
No, I'll tell you what though. Yeah, we could do a twofer on this one and just do the first two episodes. That way, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Dave is
if I open a frosty one.
Oh, sounds good.
Sounds good, but unfortunately, it's just a Coke Zero.
Yeah,
because kids, you know, don't be messing with booze
on a Tuesday on YouTube. Can we get away with this? Can we do that?
Coke Zero. Well, I mean, I'm drinking one, you know, so I don't know if that's advertising. Yeah, but drink water. It's better for you.
Yeah, I'm on the coffee myself. I'm straight up to the veins because it's coffee number 5.
It's bloody 9 o'clock. Coffee at 9 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Up all night, mate.
I still got a podcast and a comic to do, Dave. There's still work to do.
And whose fault is that?
It's all me.
Oh, it's my fault. Sorry. Yeah.
It was definitely a joint effort, to be honest.
Well, it was a bit. Yeah, it is. It's collaborative, collaborative enslavement to our creative endeavors.
Yeah. Let's win the lotto so we can just not work and just do our fun comic book stuff. And
yeah, that only gets you about 5 years, and given the cost in comics, you know. So
maybe we just do the one comic then. Maybe
just one comic, one really big comic.
One single issue spotlights on your favorite Transformers, G.I. Joes.
Just like a newsprint comic that just keeps unfolding. You know, I'd like that.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Yeah. Make a nuisance of yourself on public transport by reading newsprints.
Do you ever get that joke at the weddings where the best man says, I have a very short speech, and he takes out a little page and he opens it up, but then he keeps unfolding it and it'll be something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's the most unfunniest joke.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, you. Yeah, so what do you want to talk about, man? I mean, we things, but Donald Trump, one of my favorite focuses, is having a little bit of an apocalypse right now as we speak in a courtroom in New York City, because one Stephanie Clifford, otherwise known as her professional name Stormy Daniels, has taken the stand and is giving all sorts of detail and information about their encounters.
Amazing.
And yeah, fair play to anybody who's encounter positive. But yeah, he got his lawyer to push for a mistrial there because apparently her testimony meant nothing to the charges. I mean, the whole thing is about what happened with them. And the judge said, no, it's not a mistrial. We're going to continue. Stop your nonsense. And he's this close to going to jail for contempt. So, yeah, he's having a great time.
Is he still as flatulent as he was the last time we spoke? You were saying that.
Well, I don't know. I haven't checked. And I'm not sure I'll have the time to make it over there to check. But
what about your sources you used the last time?
That was MSNBC, and you know they haven't. I haven't. Well, they may have, but I haven't heard of any more flatulence reports coming from the courtroom. But wouldn't it be great to have a flatulence correspondent? You know, live from the courtroom.
Due for someone like him, like if he's on a diet of McDonald's, like as he is known to be.
I mean, if you have McDonald's once a year, you know what it does to you. You know, so you know, yeah. I mean, if he's hitting the double cheeseburgers every day of the week, you know, like
it's gonna be rancid, right? I mean,
well, there's no way he could be. Let's not get too deep into this, but I don't know if he's just eating McDonald's exclusively. I mean, the age he is, you know, like his heart surely should have clogged up and packed up, and
maybe it's the one thing that's keeping him going. Maybe he's on this kind of poison and he can't get off the poison, or it's over for him. But I'd imagine if he was reported as being very badly flatulent the last day, getting this close when Stormy Daniels is
maybe he was incredibly flatulent today.
It's got to be really bad. Yeah, it's got to be worse than ever.
Whistling Dixie, you know, yeah, as they say. But let's move away from
Trump.
From Trump's and,
Trump.
Yeah, so he's so. I mean, I won't make.
I think
I won't make this a regular feature of the.
I think
the
we have to.
But it is hilarious. And I do love seeing him getting his just desserts. And look, if you're a supporter, I'm really sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry, but you know, I'm really sorry you're a supporter of that moron. Cop onto yourselves. So. What else is going on?
Well, a lot. There was something that leaked just yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It's been busy. I think it was yesterday. But Superman. We saw a picture of Superman.
Oh yeah, it wasn't quite a leak. Now, come on. It was more of a photograph that the director and writer of the film decided to put out there.
Yeah, but it wasn't put out like on a DC link or anything. It was put out on his own personal.
Everything's going to come out from him first, I think. Yeah,
probably right.
He's an author in charge of things.
But also, isn't everything leaked now? It's just the phrase, you know. It's just gets leaked. You know, it's never.
That's what Trump says. But yeah, what do you think about it? What do you think of old Soups in his regalia?
So like, since I saw it, my initial feeling was that feels very Batman, kind of like he's putting on his boot while there's almost a bat signal up in the window of somewhere like.
I thought you know what? I have not heard anybody say that. That's interesting. Yeah.
And it still felt quite dark. I was kind of hoping this is going to be more of a colorful Superman, you know. But I had to zoom in and edit the picture. Photoshop.
See the color. Turn it up a bit.
He was in like
warm those tones.
And
yellow doesn't really pop, that's for sure.
It sure doesn't. Like unlike Trump, he pops.
Yeah, I mean, as far as his head is concerned, it's definitely Superman. You know, he's got the curl.
Yeah.
He's got the look. I'm all for that. Yeah, he looks good. Is he like the first American to play Superman in a while? Like after. Like, who was the last American to play Superman?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know where Dean Cain is from. Where is Dean Cain?
Probably from? Dean Cain. I'd think he's got to be from America. Come on, man.
Right? Yeah,
it's got to be. Yeah.
And what about the TV show? Was he played by the current ish? Probably a couple years ago.
The current TV show, the Superman and Lois show. Yeah, I forgot about him. What's his name? Tyler or something? Or they're all called Tyler. Yeah, maybe. But in the movies, like, is he? Because like you had Henry Cavill, who's obviously from that there England, and then you have was Christopher Reeves American or was he Canadian?
No, we gotta get that right. We gotta get that right.
Why do I think he's Canadian? Is it just because he looks like a Mountie?
Maybe because he's also super nice, and they have a reputation of being incredibly good.
Well, people. I'll tell you, you know, this is a thing, right? I love Canadians. They're lovely people, and they are super nice. But I do think our American cousins. He's American, okay. But I do think our American cousins do get a bad rap for not being as nice to Canadians, because I find American hospitality just second to none. You know, especially down south when you're in a restaurant and they're working for tips. But honestly, they're really sound. They're great. No, they're great.
Can't wait to. You just gotta. But yeah, he's American. So
Oh, that's good. So it was Christopher Reeves then, movie wise. So Christopher Reeves, then Henry Cavill, then David. What's his name? Corn Sweat or something. What is his name?
Or Corn Sweat, I think. Yeah.
Corn Sweat.
I think so. I'm gonna say that wrong though. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I think we just say it like that from now on. You know.
What is
there was a lot of talk.
Have you seen him in anything?
No, I mean, if I have, I didn't pay any attention, and I'm sure he's been in lots of really cool stuff. That's really cool if you're like not 48. But unfortunately, I'm quite old and not all that hip to the groove.
That's what we need like a hip, cool person to come on the show to inform us about.
Well, you've got a backwards baseball cap on, so I assumed you were hip and cool. You know?
Nah, it's just a hat. I gotten into wearing hats recently.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
I was wearing them a lot over COVID, and I hung up my wall. And I realized recently they've been on the wall for a long time. I started wearing them again, and
nice.
I don't want to take them off now. I'm enjoying this. Yeah.
I will join your band. That's
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're
surf. Like I'm in.
It's a surf rock band, obviously.
Awesome. I'll take that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Maybe with a bit of 90s kind of tinge of emo. Tinge of emo. Yeah. But yeah, I'll totally join your band. So yeah, Soup's like there was a lot of reaction as you'd imagine. I mean, he's the quintessential superhero, isn't he? Like
I saw some people put out like 10-minute and 15-minute videos based on an image, like a single image.
Well, those people are making thousands out of those videos now.
Why are we doing that?
I mean, stuff like New Rockstars and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, anything comes out, and there's that dude who's like this in a little YouTube frame, explaining everything, and it's like, I worry for the people though. You know, why does everything need to be explained?
For this video now, me and you going like,
yeah, we should get a little thumbnail doing that. You know, I believe thumbnails are important though. We should have thumbnails.
We will. We'll have to have thumbnails.
Yeah,
we'll have thumbnails concepted for each one individually by me, not AI.
Can AI make them? AI can make anything now.
AI can make anything. Yeah.
It's amazing what AI can make. Can't make a cake though, can it?
I wonder if you could put it into
maybe that should be our next video. We got AI to make a cake.
I mean, who wouldn't click on that? You know? But what did you think of the poster? I haven't asked you.
What did I think of it? I thought it was Jim Lee's suit from New 52.
Definitely New 52 vibes off that costume.
Except he's got the pants on because he didn't have the pants in the New 52. So he's got his little trunks on, which is cool. So yeah, the collar was very New 52. That priestly kind of collar that he has, that was Jim all over. And I like that suit. I thought that suit was really cool.
Same. Yeah.
It had kind of a more of a military, officious kind of look to it than the traditional Superman suit, which is my favorite, obviously. But if you're going to mess with the suit, you may as well do that because it looks like it's from a culture that may have trained soldiers because they were the cream of the crop genetically or something, you know, which is what they did on Krypton with the Zods and all. So yeah, I mean it looked good. It's a weird thing to see Superman putting on his costume because so much of the lore is I'm in the costume, you know?
Yeah.
So is that shot of a 10th of a millisecond? Like, is that what we're meant to think? Because there could be whatever the hell is outside. Could be a big threat. Could be a big Brainiac thing going on in the sky.
Brainiac is the one I keep seeing on all those internet thumbnails, you know. And
is it that, you know, like we're seeing him taking his time, putting his boot on, but is that just Superman sped up time, you know, and we're just seeing him in that little, you know, 20th of a millisecond where he goes into a blur and he puts on all of his clothes at, you know, in seconds, and then he's about to jump in.
like you could have seen a blur of him maybe sitting down and then maybe standing and maybe going through the phases of removing clothes to get into the costume, as he does, burst open the shirt.
You want to see him? You want to see him? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I was
not like get in the knit first and then get into the costume.
I mean, there's sites you can go to, Ben, if that'll cater to that particular fantasy.
I'm sure AI could do that thumbnail.
I'll send you.
That could be what we're all going like in the thumbnail.
Oh yeah. We got AI to make a cake, but it came up with a nude Superman.
Yeah, I mean, we prefer this nude Superman. Yeah,
cake. A nude Superman cake. Yeah, is it cake?
It's cake.
It's so exhausting, but look, I trust James Gunn. Like he makes great superhero movies. He made great schlocky horror movies back in the day, and like what's the movie Slither? Oh my god, like
Slither
that movie,
amazing. Yeah,
like, come on,
talk about that. That's a great film.
A great movie.
So messed up as well.
Gross and hilarious. Yeah. So from Slither, I was in. And he did Super, which was nuts. And then he was off to the Marvel universe to be all respectable, and I'll trust him. I'll trust him on it.
I
trust him more than I'll trust Snyder.
But I had the same feeling straight away. Like, why is he changing like that? And I spent ages looking at it. Then I was like, there is a bit of like dirt or something on the costume, so maybe he was in the middle of like finishing being Superman and realizing, at the window I have to go back and be Superman again, and
maybe he was just put through a wall and his boot came off and he's just put it back on.
Maybe like off screen somewhere, like there's a big hole in the wall.
It's definitely had the effect it was meant to have, because it's got middle-aged dudes like us talking about it on the internet. So and
he does look the piece. I totally agree. He does look.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks like the American dream right there. And no, fair play. So we'll see how it goes. I'm more interested to see how Lois Lane works out, because I've always found Lois to be the most interesting character in the whole Superman thing.
Have they announced the Lois Lane who's playing?
Oh yeah, Rachel Brosnan. Yeah. And she definitely looks the part. And James Gunn has said he's more into that idea of that kind of almost Katharine Hepburn
brilliant
version where she's just like, screw you, and I'm gonna get on and do my thing, and no one can tell me otherwise. So that will be cool, I think. She definitely looks the part. She was online. She was like, because that Superman and Lois show was ending, and she kind of she got involved in their final like Instagram post or something, and she was like, she was thanking them for passing the torch, which I thought was pretty cool, because TV versus movies, and they kind of keep kind of parallel lines, but they never really cross. And I thought that was a nice touch, nice thing to do. Say thanks for the stewardship of Lois, and then handing it over to her, from cool. The other actress whose name I can't remember. I'm very sorry. But she was very good too, I'm sure.
In her defense, there's been so many, like there's a whole bunch of names here when I looked up like Superman actors nationality, and there's loads, like there's so many, and there's quite a lot of Americans, like after about 3 names it goes into ... and I don't see who else is there, and I haven't gotten as far as Dean Cain on the list. So
there's
been a few Lois Lanes to go with them.
You probably don't want to forget about Dean Cain, really.
He was a Superman I kind of grew up watching, though. So he's
yeah. It was let's see. So like on a Saturday evening, it was like Superman, Noel's House Party, and Gladiators or something. There was like a block on BBC. Which had that. Now I was old enough to have my girlfriend knocking around at that stage. So I'd probably watch Superman and then I'd be off out for the evening. But
like a big boy. Superman
like a big boy, Mom. Yeah. And you were in coloring pictures.
Yeah, like a big boy too. Yeah.
Like a big boy,
yeah. Staying inside the lines like a big boy.
Yeah.
Um,
You should call this episode, "Hey, Big Boy."
and I was pointing to Superman.
There you go. Awesome. That's it. Yeah, new rock stars. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. We don't need to explain anything.
On a lot of other comic book films that I'm really interested in, I'm seeing more and more about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, which I know.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, like,
yeah.
I would wait to see that. I'm hearing things that they're going to use similar Henson puppetry like they used in the 90s.
I didn't hear that. Sorry, I got some text stuff going on. You keep talking. Yeah. I did not hear that. No.
I only kind of saw bits of that today, and I said that would be incredible. You know, just brilliant. And if we got kind of like something quite close to that first film is still brilliant. It was one of those things I kind of treated myself to when we first went to lockdown. I got a Blu-ray of it, and it holds up. There's one scary moment where Donatello starts laughing. You can see inside the costume. You can see the person in the back of his mouth. With modern CG, that's not a problem. You know? Yeah, creepy.
Those teeth are weird, yeah.
But other than that, it really holds up, and it even adds to what we see in the comic The Last Ronin, you know, where we can see, I won't spoil it for people who don't know who The Last Ronin and what one of the turtles is. But like we've been given some idea that the turtles are dead, but we don't know which one of them is still alive. And this one,
it's kind of the end of the first book that we find out who it is, and it's it's awesome. Yeah, I think it's in the first story, like the first, But it's interesting. Like who was I talking to about this recently? It's a trope that you come across a lot in fiction. So it's like Unforgiven, like Old Man Logan, Dark Knight Returns. It's the one last job, or I'm doing it to avenge someone or something or whatever, you know. But it always works.
Yeah,
like it always works, and this is no different. Like, it's it just looks awesome. Yeah. Do you want to see some Last Ronin toys?
Yeah, have you got them there?
Oh yeah, baby. Now I won't take out the one that is the spoiler.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I do think it's kind of funny how here we are talking about the Turtles again and a new film coming out based on a great book, where it was the first time since the original series of the books that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird were working together again as opposed to separately, you know?
Yeah, they showed up at a con together, see that?
I think they're best mates again. I think it's
that's so nice. They should be, you know?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I mean, I see that happening to you and me, you know. I mean, I personally, like, okay, Matt's being Matt. I don't have that much time left, but, you know, we'll have to kind of speed up the breakup and then the getting back together thing. And also the massive success. But, you know, that'll happen. That's fine. Don't worry about that. That's all gone.
Who gets the breakup with who? Who's the breakup?
Oh, man, well, obviously me. You know, I mean, if you have to ask that question. Anyway, here, look at some toys. So I got some new Turtles toys a while ago from Big Bang Comics. So this is a cartoon one. So this was young April O'Neil.
Oh,
I haven't opened these yet because, like, look at my office, for God's sake, I've no room. So.
Oh wow, that looks great.
Yeah. I wouldn't normally kind of go for the April figures, but this is such a good one. Like
that looks brilliant.
It's pretty class. Also, like, you know, different heads. She's got a blindfolded head. She's got this kind of different haircut head.
Was it a blindfold? I thought it was a turtle bandana, like she's wearing one.
No, she's blindfolded. There's a big thingy that she's captured in, you know, big kind of.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yeah, there you go. She comes with a framed photo of her.
Oh, cool.
Little old lady. So yeah, there's lots of cool stuff in that. We'll put that back in the box.
I'd love to go back now and watch the old cartoon and see, was April, she was captured, but wasn't she also kind of a Lois Lane kicking people in the
shade? Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, she was well able. Yeah. I mean, you know, she discovered the turtles and their secret. So, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
She
I know, like in later stuff, she ended up learning martial arts and stuff.
Yes, she did. She was awesome.
Yeah.
I got some. I got some of these NECA. These are the original kind of Eastman and Laird, as they call them, or
Nice.
the original Turtles stuff. So we got some. Got some Foot Clan. This is the Ultimate Foot Ninja. Look at this gatefold box, huh? You know you're in classy territory with a gatefold box. You know, comes with all sorts of weapons and things and bits. Anyway, there. You've also got your battle damage shredder.
Oh, that looks brilliant. Is that Super Shredder?
No, that's battle damage shredder from the comics.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. Looked like Super Shredder from
the movie
Fuse, I think. Yeah.
And then we got some last round and stuff. So there were 2 last round figures last year, which were the turtle. That is the last round. One was armored, one isn't. They're over there somewhere on a shelf. But I won't take them out just in case it's a spoiler. Mm-hmm. But in the last round in continuity, there's it's the future, and you get, instead of Foot Clan, you get Foot Bots. So
really?
Yeah. Here's the Foot Bot. Look at this guy.
Oh, that looks really cool. I mean,
he's pretty awesome. And it comes with a couple of heads, and one of the heads is sliced down the middle.
Oh really?
Yeah, like he's been someone's attacked him with a katana,
Nice.
There's another head that's just like cut at the neck, so all the wires are out and stuff. So yeah.
Back in the day, I had to imagine all that stuff.
Yeah, now you can decapitate things yourself. And this might be a spoiler. I don't think it is a spoiler, but it might be. Nah, let's just do it anyway, will we? So this is my favorite turtle. This is Raph from.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and he's a beast.
By the way, not a spoiler, because in the original book they all had the red bandanas, so don't know who it is.
Yeah, but that is Raph. So because he's got size and stuff. But look at that! I can't wait to take him out. Actually, I should really take him out of the box and play with him like a good boy.
Like a big boy. Yeah, and then you want Superman again and go out with your missus. Yeah.
Do you know what happened earlier? We were talking about like toys and stuff, right? There was a knock on the door.
Right.
I opened the door, and it was Hefo, the postman, who I went to school with. Anyway, Hefo, the postman.
Hey, Hefo.
Delivered this.
Look at that.
So this is a Cobra.
Is that a flappy panel box? Is it?
No, it's just a big, huge box. So this is a Cobra surface to air missile. Little hookup for the his tank.
Savage.
Which I will take out and play with at some point over the next year, but not doing it right now because of the state of the place. But yeah. So that's
room. You need like a play table.
This is a whole room for this stuff, and I've run out of room, man. This is like this is bad. Kids, don't do what your Uncle Dave's done and dedicate his life to.
Actually, on that note of getting more and more stuff, I see another Big Bang comic shop bag behind you. Is that full of free comic book day books or?
Yeah. So it was free comic book day, which was pretty awesome. And
I saw the Big Bang took like an hour for you to get through. Like it was massive,
and it was all day. It was all day. It was also my youngest's first day at work as well. He got the call, and he was there. Yeah, he was absolutely destroyed when he got home.
Well, he was working at the Big Bang, so that was his first day. Yeah,
he was working Big Bang. Yeah. Just for free comic book day. Yeah, so he was delighted with that. But no, he had a great time. But yeah, I mean, so many books this year. What were highlights? The Absolute Power book, DC book, which is kind of a prequel to their big event.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Power by Mark Waid, which will lead into a whole new Ultimate type line at DC that Scott Snyder is helming up.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Janin pencil, it was brilliant. There was like a Marvel kind of sampler Blood Hunt / X-Men one, So the new launch, the X-Men, or the relaunch, the X-Men that's on the way. Then you had what else? Skybound did an Energon Universe issue.
Yeah, you mentioned this. Did you get a chance to read it?
Yeah. So you got Transformers, Void Rivals, and G.I. Joe, and there were like some big spoilers and big characters in there that we haven't seen yet.
That's brilliant.
Which was cool.
Free comic book day, like those kind of big canon events are just awesome.
Yeah, they totally took advantage of it, which was great. Like, you know, and they were open ended and hopefully got people into it. You know, and then you had Gatchaman. So Mad Cave are launching a Gatchaman universe. Really, I think there's going to be like a main book, and then there's going to be spin-offs or mini series around it, similar to what's going on with the Energon universe. So Gatchaman being Battle of the Planets back in the day over here, you know, 5 incredible teenagers.
Starting off again, or was it continuing on from stuff? Or
I think the main book is kind of reintroducing the continuity. It's from what I could tell. So there were 3 stories in the free comic book day issue, and from what I could tell, the Cullen Bunn story written by Cullen Bunn seems to be the main book, like you know, and it's quite TV, you know, quite kid friendly almost, which I found a bit odd because Gatchaman, like when you Battle of the Planets was kid friendly, Gatchaman not so much, you know, because it was edited to be like, there's a scene in one of the episodes where they've all got different names. So Ken is Mark, and what's the other guy? Joe. Joe's the Condor. So Joe is Jason. Yeah, in Battle of the Planets, and so Jason in Battle of the Planets, he's a little fight and he goes off screen, and that's the end of that, right? Nice. And the fight in Gatchaman has him getting shot 114 times in the face. Like, yeah, like it's mad the difference. So when they make the cuts, it's like, you know, but it's Gatchaman. It's not Battle of the Planets. Like,
you know who's drawing that? Because like that kind of gore, like that's the only thing I want Ryan Otley to draw ever. I just want to see
that'd be cool, but it's not him. No. But our good friend Tommy Lee Edwards is writing one as well, and he did like this really, really nice short in the free comic book day, which had I don't know, like it kind of a call back to Ken's past and his heritage and where he comes from, because that was something that was never really explored with the Battle of the Planets cut, but definitely was exploring Gatchaman and the wider kind of continuity. But and don't get me started on Eagle Riders, like you know, but yeah, it ultimately really good stuff, beautiful looking. Pick it up when it comes out, like it's it's great. But I do think the spin-offs are probably going to be more for, you know, this guy, and the main book is probably for new fans coming in, younger fans maybe.
Well, that's kind of smart, because then like when they kind of get into the material, there's other material for them to follow up on afterwards as well. I guess that's clever.
Yeah, I think Mad Cave know what they're doing whenever they're doing anything. So yeah, it seems like a good way to go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So other stuff, the Vault book.
Dying Inside. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You read that, yeah.
I got a chance to read the thing. I got sent it early, and like I got the pitch and everything as well. So just in case people haven't seen it, it's written by Hannah Clean and Pete Wentz of Fallout Boy, and it's drawn by Lisa Sterle. If you haven't seen Lisa Sterle stuff, check it out. It's like she's co-creator of Witchblood. She did Squad. Loads of stuff. Her work is brilliant. Yeah. And the kind of the what you call it, elevator pitch for this is pretty good. It's depressed teenager Ash is accidentally blessed by a charm knife from a online witch that turns her finale into the worst gift imaginable, immortality. So the knife doesn't do her this service. It gives her immortality. She can't be killed in any which way whatsoever. Since we are talking about suicide, I will say check out your local suicide prevention things. If you know anyone having these kind of thoughts, or if you are having these thoughts, there is someone out there to help you. But and this is a kind of a story where you're talking about difficult territory to manage, but they manage it really well. It's done very well. It comes across very positive. It's very genuine, and it's actually quite upbeat. But I really liked it. But I kind of like anything Lisa Sterle draws.
Yeah,
she's great, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely check that one out. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. You buy it alone for the art, but the story is actually very funny.
So I just had my wonderful assistant hand me
Oh, very good.
the Comic Book Day comics that were in the other room that I left.
I thought it was one of your guys from off screen handing you your comics.
So there's Absolute Power. That's DC's. Well, it was amazing.
Gorgeous cover.
Brilliant cover. Oh man, his art's
Yeah.
There's Gatchaman. So actually, I've been mentioning writers, but I haven't really mentioned artists. So let's go through the artists. So who do we have? We had Chris Batista on the main story with Cullen. But and look, it starts off with like, you know, giant wheel coming out of the earth kind of thing, as Gatchaman should. Then Tommy, who we know primarily as an artist, Tommy Edwards, he wrote the story, and we got Daniel Hansen drawing it, and you know, there's a bit of Tom Riley from G.I. Joe there. There's a bit of Daniel Warren Johnson there. Like he's got a really nice line, and it's pretty, it's very Tommy as well. There's a good bit of Tommy in there too, you know. So
like, in there,
heavy inks and stuff, you know. So yeah, that's going to be amazing. Like his stuff's going to be great. And then Steve Orlando, who's one of my favorite writers.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, just brilliant. He had a piece in the back with an artist called Kath Lobo, who I'm not aware of, but I'm sure is amazing. And is great from this. But there's a really cool little twist in the tail kind of story in the back here. But it's all about the villains of, you know, that universe.
That's cool. It's always great to see a villain story, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, look at that. You know.
That's cool.
So yeah, just
Orlando is in that universe as well. That's cool.
Yeah. Steve Orlando's great. Like, I'm so happy. Like they've got some murderers row of talent. So you've got So here's the thing. So you've got an ongoing series. Gatchaman #1 is going to launch in June, and then 2, 3, and 4 are August, September, October, and 5 November, and then the trade paperbacks out in December. They're taking a break in July. But then you've got one shots. So you've got Ken one shot in June. You've got June, just to be confusing, one shot in November. June the Swan, the character.
Okay.
And then you've got the Galactor miniseries. So that's a 4-parter. And that starts July, August, September, and finishes in November. And it's like, cannot wait. That was really clever, putting that in there. More comic book companies should do that.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be something that you get really use out of, you know. I'd imagine the shops would like enjoy the fact that people buying the comics know when they're coming out, how to get them.
How many fans are buying previews anymore as well? Like, I mean, you know, and even then, Diamond it's all been split up, you know. But look at this DPS in the back.
Oh, that looks dead.
How cool is that? You know,
sucker for raw pencils.
That's the kind of thing back in the day. I would have gotten 2 of them, taken this book apart of the scalpel and put it up as a poster. Like, you know, it's just beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. Anyway, that's Gatchaman, Energon Universe special. Spoiler, look who's in it. Because he hasn't really featured in the.
Is that Ryan Otley?
You know, my favorite Decepticon. So he hasn't really featured in that's a Yellow Park model, by the way.
Oh, very good.
Available shortly at Big Bang Comics.
Is that a Ryan Otley cover? I have that right?
It's a Ryan Otley cover, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him do a Transformer before. That looks amazing.
Tell you what, man.
Yeah.
Insane.
Nice.
Yeah. So he drew the Transformers story in this.
Oh, I need to get that.
Do you want to see some?
Yeah, give us a look.
Look at that action. as only Otley can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what his robot gore looks like.
Here, I'll show you.
He gives it a look. Yeah.
Look at that middle panel there.
Robot gore looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty gory. Like,
Yeah,
he just finds a way to do this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah.
He uses light and shadow, and it all looks like blood, and it's wired. So yeah, that's pretty awesome and just great. And we've got.
I didn't know right until then that I really wanted to see a robot bleed before. Like, but yeah, why not leave robots? I need to see it.
You're a friend of mine, Junie Ba, wrote this Teenage
nice.
Mutant Ninja Turtles book. Yeah, for Free Comic Book Day. So yeah, it's pretty great.
Nice.
It's masked vigilante stalking the streets. Kind of looks like a turtle. I wonder who it could be. But yeah, so that's.
Casey
We may have mentioned his name already today. The artist, I have no idea how to pronounce his name or her name or their name. Pharaoh P. Pay.
I don't know.
P.E. I don't even know if I have the first name right, but like nice stuff as well. Loads of mutants, lots of
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit Black Sad and a bit turtly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into all of that. That sounds great.
Looking great. Then Paul Allor, who wrote the last G.I. Joe series that IDW did, the last reboot thing that did, which was really cool. I thought it was great. Andy Kuhn have done Splinter's Day Off in this, and it's more the kind of IDW model, that they're using.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I thought what IDW did with Turtles was great.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's what's his face, Lorenzo. Is it Lorenzo De Felici who kind of redesigned them for IDW? I think it is. I'm not sure. And then you've got an all new kind of continuity starting. There's an ad for that one. But Jason Aaron is leading.
That was weird when I saw that. I wasn't expecting him to be on the Turtles.
Yeah, big time, man. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This one I have no idea about. I haven't read it yet. But it's a Penguin one. It's for kids called The Night Library.
That looks cool.
Owen picked it up and he thought it was awesome. Yeah. So
who drew that? That looks gorgeous.
It just has one credit, Christopher Lincoln.
Nice.
But it's got some pretty great pages.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It kind of messes with the format.
I love when people do that. That's
pretty good. Yeah. Big pictures. Big pictures. The kind of stuff kids love, and I love. And
big boys like me. Yeah.
Dark Horse had a Hellboy and Stranger Things comic.
A reprint of something that's been done, or is it new?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's new. Story McNally did called The Fortune Teller, which I haven't read. Don't think I've read. Read too many Hellboy stories at this stage. So that's there were loads more, but I wasn't greedy, and I don't like picking up free comic book day books if you're not gonna read them.
Or at least pick up something from the shop as well.
Yes, do buy things because buying things keeps the shops open, and then you can have free comic book day every year. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about telly?
I do actually. I'm not keeping things open. I finished all out last night.
Good man! I have watched 2 episodes now.
It's so good, Dave. I'm not going to spoil anything for you or for anyone else who hasn't finished it, but it's so good. If you've played the games, you're generally left with a kind of a choice to make at the end of the game, and depending on your choice depends on the outcome, and if you end up seeing one of these moments play out, and it's just brilliant. Today, like my wife actually said, like, I'm sad it's over.
Yeah,
so good. They paced it all out so well. They used the lore, everything sort of in the game to such a good addition, as opposed to trying to set up something new in it. And the ghoul, I mean, might be Walton Goggins at his best.
That's hilarious.
That's saying a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really, really good. They really, you get into that. It's kind of like reading one of your scripts. There's so many balls in the air. How are they going to celebrate? Like just like yourself. But I didn't think they could do it. I thought it was going to leave us in a massive.
I can't do it though. Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that. But it was just one of those things like going, how are they going to do this? How are they going to end? Because there's so much to do. And wow, do they? And then wow, do they set up something else? I heard it's already set up for our greenlit for season 2. I can't wait. Bring it on as soon as it's so good. So good.
Nice.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So I've just finished episode 2 and I'm really taking my time with it because I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing. And it's just like she is hilarious.
Oh,
like, her comic timing is just like, it's brilliant.
Throughout there are these horrendous, disastrous moments that are made.
She has a smile on her face.
Yeah.
She's just being polite and nice.
Sorry, go for it.
No, but she's just so polite and nice through it all. Like she's just so, oh, sorry.
Yeah, okie dokie.
Sorry, I won't let you marry me, and even though you're dying, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It was one of those shows I said I'd watch an episode a week, and showed it to my wife, and then all of a sudden, like 3 in a row one night, and it's just so good. In no way do I regret going through it. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be fun. But there was way more in it than just a fun watch. It was really well done.
Nice one. That's I'm really enjoying it. Something else I'm really enjoying is the Apple TV show Sugar. Have you checked this out?
No, I haven't had a chance yet. You were telling me about this yesterday, and it sounds incredible. It just sounds loopy,
Well, yeah. So I've been thinking about it a lot. Now, okay, so there's going to be a bit of a spoiler here. So I don't know if you're watching it and you want to shut the old man up and switch me off for a bit. That's fine. Do that. But
a bit of a teaser. Don't spoil it.
Well, it's hard to talk about without spoiling, but I'll do my best. So when it was launched, the reviews were they weren't great, right? But it was my bag. It was kind of LA noir, leaning on, the movies of the 40s. It was all influenced by all that. It was kind of very much Brubaker, Phillips kind of vibe to it, sunshine, dangerous women, and maniacal studio bosses and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, I'm in. I'm so in. You've got a detective who's a bit of a, can get through anything, doesn't like to fight, doesn't like to use violence, but when he does, he's incredibly violent. He definitely has a few issues around trying to save everyone he meets, so it's got that kind of heady mix of what makes a 40s noir really good, but also set now. So you've got a man out of time kind of vibe to it. He's always in a suit. He's always this is Colin Farrell's character. He's always perfectly turned out, and then he's going up against the powerful, even though he's been hired by them. He's unraveling this conspiracy, and he's been hired by a character played by James Cromwell, who in the last episode, there's an ongoing internal monologue by Colin Farrell's character, which again is a real trope of kind of noir movies back in the day. And he talks about
right as well, like
hard to write, and I don't know if they do it amazingly well, but they do nail it. They do get it. But he says to himself or to us, he's trying to remember a movie. He's like, what's that movie with them that's about betrayal with Russell Crowe and Kim Basinger? And it's like, it's LA Confidential, which James Cromwell is in, so it's like, I thought that was weird. Why would you do that? But anyway, they did that. And then a thing happens, and this was in all the reviews. Nobody spoiled it, in fairness to them. but because they were embargoed or whatever. But like, there's this thing happens that's just happened in the 6th episode that ran last Friday.
And how many episodes?
There's 8 in total.
Great
but
stuff.
This thing happens, and the thing that happens changes the whole paradigm of the show, and it's only for a scene, and you're like, oh, this isn't the show I thought it was at all. This is something else. Now, I could say something here that was spoil it, but if you know, you know. But there's very much the influence I got from it. It wasn't really. It wasn't. I can't really say what it is, but
it wasn't one of those they wrote themselves into a corner and couldn't get out without doing something dramatically different. It seemed
no. I think it was always meant to be like this. Yeah, it was always meant to be like this. But and you know, with a streaming show that's, you know, written before anybody takes one shot, like, it's not like we're 3 seasons down the road with Lost and everyone's saying, no, we know where we're going. Everything's fine, right? It's not that, you know. They definitely did this on purpose. This was totally deliberate. But what they do reminded me of a lot of comic books, a lot of DC comic books. Okay, and it was like, you know, you know, being a nerd watching it, I'm like, oh, this would be such a great backdoor into that particular, you know, if they were to do that, it would just be the greatest secret ever kept by the entertainment industry if they were to reveal it that way. But I know it's not. But I can't really talk about it. Anyway, go check it out. And in 2 weeks' time, we can spoil it, because the whole show will be out at that stage. So we'll do it then. But yeah, it's definitely worth. And Colin Farrell, man, he's getting better. He's like he was good, but he's like better now. I don't know.
I think he's also picking really interesting things. Like, he's not afraid to do something completely off the wall. Like, he's someone, if I see in a film now, like, oh, I have to see that, you know. But I haven't seen anyone really talk about this, you know.
Well, I think Apple TV. It's funny. I was in a meeting earlier, and this was mentioned as well. And I was like, Apple TV doesn't have tons and tons and tons of content. But what it does have, it makes really, really well.
Okay, cool.
Like, the stuff they make, it's just so well made. It mightn't be to your taste, but it's so well made. Now, I do think they are the place to go for sci-fi. You know, when you look at, you know, Foundation, Severance, what's the other one? The Constellation, which I've just started watching as well. It's brilliant. Like, there's a ton of sci-fi on there. Invasion, you know, it's all done incredibly well. Like, it mightn't be your bag, but there's a lot of really kind of hard sci-fi on Apple. As they call it, hard sci-fi, as they call it.
Hard sci-fi. Is that like the weird kind of thing that goes high and low fantasy?
It's
hard sci-fi.
Hard, you know.
Hard
and soft sci-fi. I don't know, but there definitely is. I'd you know, if you don't have a subscription, I recommend get one, because you know, I look forward to a Friday when that episode drops, you know, and I was the same with Severance, and I was the same with Foundation, and I'm just getting caught up on Constellation now. So there's about 7 episodes up there already, which is nuts so far. But yes, so watch that. That's amazing. And then the other big show that we all love.
Waiting for an episode to drop tomorrow. Yeah, X-Men 97.
Sorry, X-Men. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to X-Men.
X-Men. No, we're talking about X-Men, yeah.
You're doing Spider-Man?
It's a bit of a spoiler for X-Men 97, yeah. Yeah, what an episode. Oh my God. What an episode.
Right. The Summers in the car. That was brilliant. And I love how we're getting a kind of a to read and to watch list before an episode comes out, so we kind of know what touchstones they've referenced to in comics and previous shows. It's become a kind of a, if Kevin Feige's watching, this is how you do it. This is how you kind of build the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know, you take the same road of production.
I'd be totally happy with just animated X-Men, right?
Yeah.
But I know they're going to make movies. But if they're making movies, can we just have continuity between the animated shows and the movies? Like, I'd be totally fine with that too. It's like, oh, it's just a live action version of the next episode of whatever. I mean, that would rock.
It would be amazing. And it's been so good. The writing in this show has been stellar. You can kind of say things, maybe some things might have happened quicker than you would have expected them to be.
You can call me Madeline Pryor. Yeah. I mean, there's stuff like that happens. Yeah, but I mean, they gotta condense it.
I agree. By no means do I feel like it's hurt the story in any way.
No, but that monologue at the end, Val's monologue, you know. And when I knew the line she was working up to, so when it started, I was just like, I know what she's going to say. I know what she's going to say. And then she said it. I was like, Magneto was right. You know? The greatest T-shirt I own, which I'm not wearing right now. I'm wearing a Silver Surfer T-shirt. But just savage, absolutely savage.
Yeah,
did you see the trailer for tomorrow's episode?
No, I don't want to. I've avoided him because. I just
put it like this: we'll be buying a lot more action figures based on the trailer.
So there's more new people we haven't seen yet.
Not necessarily, young man. Okay. Not necessarily. Okay. Just wait and see. Wait and see what happens.
Right.
But one of my favorite ever iterations of a particular character hits the screen, and and it's to my mind. To my mind, it's the only iteration, but yeah, finally, we're getting Brown Suit Wolverine on
nice.
97. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! So, yeah. I mean, I was already sold. Now somehow I'm even more so. I can't wait to see that. That sounds brilliant. They've done so much so right with it. They've honored so much. As you said, they've taken like dialogue, like that line with Xavier where he talks about the mutants, drinking wine and making love. That's all from the book. It's just great. It's just so good, you know.
By the fans, for the fans, you know.
Yeah. But also, if you're not a fan, I think it's good enough to get you in. You know, you will become a fan, and it looks beautiful. You know?
That has happened in my house, right? So. It's not like you have to look very far for X-Men material at my gaff, right? but growing up with, you know, all of this meant my children were like, I don't think so. I'm going to go and do really interesting things and, you know, enjoy the outdoors and, you know, climb and swim and do all that stuff that you didn't do when you were indoors reading comic books. But X-Men 97 has come along and it's been like, give me everything. You know,
brilliant.
So yeah. So
like material to read and figures or
everything. Read, so has
are you worried then? Are you like, I don't want to give him too much too quickly?
No, it's fine. It's all good. Like, I mean, he's got my Jim Lee Artist Edition now. Nice. That's left this room.
Make sure that gets back in the room.
Let him have it. And it was a nice moment really between us. I was like, I've waited for this moment for so long.
Passing on Excalibur, you know,
passing on the curse that is collecting comics. And years ago, when he was 9 weeks old,
right?
9 weeks old, we had Jim Lee over for a con, and I brought him in on the second day. I brought him in. Sinead and myself brought him in. He was like this big. He was just, you know, like a little cat, you know. And I remember Jim's lovely missus holding Carla, just holding him, go, oh my god, you know. And I think I may have been responsible for the next Lee as a result. But Jim was, you know, he was signing and stuff and doing books, and he got a copy of Hush, the hardback Absolute Hush.
Yeah.
And you'll see it on Jim's Instagram. If you want to look at Jim's Instagram, he's got a post of the image up there on his Instagram. But he drew a Poison Ivy holding a baby, and the baby was in a little bat suit. Right? Oh. And he dedicated it to Liam. He's like, for Liam from Jim, you know? So when I was handing over the X-Men Artist Edition, I said, by the way, you know you have that. He was like, no, because he was looking at it going, oh, Jim Lee's awesome. And I was like, you know, you've met Jim Lee. And he was like, what?
He didn't know he'd met him. Wow.
He was 9 weeks old, you know. So
you have to met him since, like,
not since, no. And I said, and by the way, like, you've also got, your own amazing piece that he did for you. And he's like,
Wow,
what are you talking about? And I'm like, look at this. He was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So that's
I remember
with him.
watching him do those sketches that weekend, and they were just incredible. It was the first time I'd seen someone like, instead of just using like Tipp-Ex as a means of lighting thing, he was actually drawing with it. You know,
I was drawing with it,
yeah,
it's amazing.
incredible. Yeah, wow,
yeah, absolutely amazing. What a guy. But yes, everything, all roads go back to Jim. But yeah, like 97, and we'll continue talking about it. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah,
I believe
2 episodes left, right?
2 episodes left, yeah, tomorrow and then next week. But I believe the next 2 seasons have been greenlit. And Marvel
the next
can't.
2 seasons.
Yeah. And
wow, I heard season 2 had.
Yeah.
Wow, must be doing gangbusters for him if that's the case. That's brilliant.
Yeah, man. Yeah, those numbers must be huge.
Yeah,
and I was in a meeting earlier that we were talking about streaming with just from an like an advertising perspective, and at the end of it, we were talking about one show, and at the end of it, I was like, yeah, well, if you're talking to Disney, you tell them to kind of make more X-Men 97 like immediately, and everyone in the room was like, I know, it's amazing. You know, it's like it's cut through like so much, you know, it's just yeah, it's unreal, man. You know,
oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, can't wait for the next bit. Like just I think what they've done with Rogue has been brilliant. I can't wait what he's up to tomorrow, you know.
Yeah, okay, so what do you think? So ethically, where does Rogue stand now?
I still think I can't blame her for what she did, you know. I kind of like more Rogue. I want to see this play out. I can see this being leeway to her becoming a leader of sorts and dividing the team, because someone's going to side with what she did versus what
I gotta tell you, I honestly think the Australian stuff is going to feature. Yeah, I think the Aussie team is going. When I saw the brown suit, I was like, man, are we going to head down that way? You know, because if everyone's trying to get the mutants, if everyone's trying to kill them, because we've gone through the mutant massacre, we've gone through the extinction agenda. You know, the fall of the mutants is next, and out of the fall of the mutants comes the outback.
Yeah,
you know?
That makes sense.
So we could well be heading to Oz by the end of this season. You know.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like, I mean,
which is my favorite period of the X-Men, and Rogue really.
My favorite period of Rogue.
Leader then, yeah.
I mean, I could totally see that working out then. I should have copped that actually when I saw the
I don't know if it's happening,
but tolerance stuff being flagged from the get-go. It makes no sense. I can see that happening. Yeah. That's cool. That's a good show.
Well, we'll see. Maybe it's wishful thinking on my behalf, because that's my X-Men team, you know. But like, we do need Longshot and Dazzler in there as well. So I don't know how we're going to get them into the team by the end of it. But
I'm sure these guys will do it in just the right way, you know.
You can call me Madeline Pryor. They'll just show up at the end of the show. We're off to Australia. Oh, I'll come too. You know, out of left screen. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think Dazzler's dead in Genosha, but was that Dazzler? We're not really sure. I mean, it could have been. She had different hair. So, yeah, let's see.
I wonder about that one. Yeah.
Well, I presume there's going to be some timey-wimey stuff going on there as well. Gambit's not
going to stay. There has to be.
He's not going to stay.
Yeah.
I mean, Bishop still hasn't come back, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
So he might show up. You know, like the Whilce Portacio cover when they introduced Bishop, him and his 2 other dudes who all had big neckerchiefs and stuff. His name is Bishop, and nothing will ever be the same again. So I could see that happening. I could see him swinging in to save the day.
That'd be cool. He's done it so many times before. I could see him doing it again.
And that is the beauty of the show as well, because they're taking X-Men from different times, you know, or different eras of the X-Men. They're just kind of melding them together, because it's not quite the 90s team. It's not quite the 80s team. It's not quite the 2000s team. It's all a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
And they've got so much to choose from that they can just take the best.
That's just it.
Throw them in. Yeah.
I wonder, like, like they have a few decades of material to pick and choose from, you know. So it's great to kind of put it all together, but still like make it fit into what we've all been reading as well. You know, it all.
Yeah, man.
It's great. It's just so much fun to watch, and like it's one of those things where I thought that knowing the material that I wouldn't be so surprised, but no, I'm absolutely lifted out of it when it is happening. I can see it happening just a little moment before it's about to happen.
Yeah.
Every time, you know, it's not like I've seen it coming. And every time I feel like I should have seen it coming. It's just so good. It's great TV.
It's like over the top soap opera, which is what the X-Men should be.
Yeah.
And then it nails the kind of action piece really, really well as well.
That sequence with Wolverine and Nightcrawler was
when they went into the teleport, like when they went into the dimension that Nightcrawler moves through. I was like, why hasn't anyone thought of doing that before? Like that's
have they? Because I couldn't think of anything. I haven't seen that.
I think in the comics they've explored it as a realm in itself, but I've never seen it in kind of in time, like when they're just moving through it. You know, like they could have done that in the movies. They could have, you know.
It reminded me of have you ever seen an anime called Redline?
Yeah.
It reminded me when he takes the pill in the car and everything warps. It just reminded me of that. I was like, oh, more of this, please.
It was really nice. And then Wolvie going ape on the bad guys, like ripping them apart.
Yeah, he's got 6 reasons to rip them apart, and he let you know all about them. That was fantastic.
Yeah. You know what sucks? Do you know what sucks, right? Like I love the action figures that Hasbro are doing. So I've been picking them up. Well, I've been picking them up. They're sitting in my son's bedroom. And I didn't get a Marvel Legends Nightcrawler last time around. And it's a really good figure, but this one it's up there with it, you know.
Cool.
But it doesn't come with a sword, and I was like, come on, guys, you're giving us a sword for that one, or at least 2 or maybe 3 swords.
Was this the first time we saw him use the swords in the show?
Yeah.
I
didn't
realize that now. That's cool.
Yeah, because that came after. Yeah. That was kind of. Was that post Age of Apocalypse that they were like, he looks good with a sword. Pirate priests Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Jesus, great show. I can't recommend it enough. And I mean, talk about all things Apocalypse. It is absolutely all things Apocalypse, and we're going to get all of that. It's all coming, and
who knows? We might meet Apocalypse yet before. I think before the show's in.
He's been in the credits often enough. You know,
he's on some cable. Yeah.
He's got to be there. So he's got to be there somewhere. You know.
That was some compressed storytelling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cable shows up. It's like, oh, you're my son. I was like, wow, but they got away with it. You know.
Yeah.
Comic book writers all over the world going, what? What? You can do it. What? I could have had 18 more pages in that issue, you know? Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
Are you watching anything else apocalyptic TV related or anything like that?
Well, Constellation, which I started on Apple there, which seems to be about, I'm not really sure what it's about, but it's it seems to deal with changing our perception of the universe based on the discovery of a new form of matter in space, I think. And there's kind of a conspiracy to keep a lid on things amongst all the different space agencies, but there's a character in it who finds herself moving through, I don't know if it's dimensional, but definitely moving through different realities and having different realities presented to her on a local level. So she might be in a room with her kid, and her kid might be right in front of her, but her kid might also be behind her, and she turns around and then the kid that was in front of her has disappeared. It's a real kind of mess with your mind job. So I love that.
Sounds
really creepy. Yeah. I mean, it's less Star Wars, more Twin Peaks, you know.
All right, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, it's very cool. I'm really enjoying that, you know.
I haven't
What
gotten past
else?
much at the moment in my free time. It's mostly been Bluey and the Wiggles. So
Oh yeah,
not
nice.
very apocalyptic, but
Yeah, hot potato.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know, that'd
um,
be an apocalypse I think I'd be into. I think I know all the words. I get
Wiggles
along with
apocalypse.
you know.
I could see them as warlords in a Mad Max kind of world, and each of them has their own territory. You know, they
Yeah,
are
like
Australian for starters. You know, so that's
they just carve it up
yeah,
into blue, yellow, red,
yeah,
purple. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And the passwords to get into their cities are the songs. You know, you got to do the actions. You know,
Gotta know that. Yeah, you gotta know them. We've been
God knows the
learning.
moves. Yeah, man, they're
Yeah,
going so long. They're going before I had kids. Definitely, they're going like
yeah,
30
yeah. Well, I
years.
mean, they're on like their next set of Wiggles here. You
Are
know,
they?
there's
Right, they've
8 of
aged
them
out.
now.
Right,
There was only 4.
yeah. I can't
But
remember how many there were back in the
yeah,
day. But
there was always 4, but there was when my daughter was growing up, there was a different 4, and now
have
there's
they
8.
kept the same kind of profile as well? You know,
Exactly, yeah. They've
yeah.
updated it little bits, but they're very much they know their brand and they're on it. You know.
Like fair
Um,
play, they must be making a fortune. You know.
oh, you bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They're
yeah,
doing okay. They're doing
yeah.
okay. You know.
It's
What I didn't
mad
realize
seeing all
was
these.
like, these guys train with the AFL stars as well. Like a bunch of them are like super fit. I think one of them is
Yeah, well,
married
you'd have to be.
to an oh, what's that called again? A Ninja Warrior, one of those.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. Yeah,
I mean, they're on stage like probably twice a day. You know,
probably. Yeah, yeah.
every day of the year.
Yeah. Because they're
Yeah,
catering to kids, so it has to be early.
yeah,
And yeah.
yeah. It's not like they're going on at 9. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of going on at 9, I went out at the weekend.
Oh,
I went to see a comedian, Mr. Dave Hill. He might be
very
familiar with
good.
from
Very
the
good.
internet. Very funny chap, and he was awesome. He's opening for Tenacious D on their tour at the moment, but he did a little set in a little comedy club in town called In Stitches, which is underneath Pater Carney's pub. And Pater Carney's pub, it is what it sounds like. It's Tony Soprano's nightmare. It's his version of hell, where it's St. Patrick's Day every day. So I walked in there and it was like ring a rose. You know, I was like, oh my god. And then so downstairs was the gig, and you couldn't really hear it, but you could hear it a little bit.
Okay.
And I got there kind of late, so Dave was just going up on stage as I arrived in, and the nice lady who was running the show was like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you to your seat." And then she looked in, and the place was packed, and she goes, "Actually, you walk ahead of me, and I'll tell you where your seat is." And I was like, "All right, that's cool." And I walked in, and I was like, "Is it here?" No. And it kept walking, and then I was at the foot. I was at the foot of the stage, and she goes, "Yeah, just there." I'm like, right. So I'm like just staring at Mr. Dave Hill, you know, and he's staring at me, and I'm like, I'll just sit down now. But what a lovely chap. And yeah, if you ever get the chance to go see
He's
him,
gas. Yeah, that's a great gig. You know.
yeah, he was amazing, and took time to have a chat with him afterwards and stuff, and he was just awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, he is exactly how you think he is.
Really brilliant. Yeah.
Just great crack. Yeah,
I'd imagine his comedy would go down pretty well over here. You know, it's
yeah. Well, I mean, he's just like awesome. You know, like everything he does is he has this persona where he's like the raddest dude in the world, and he he plays slick guitar and rides around on a BMX. Like, I mean, come on. Well, that's everything we aspire to do as children, you know, and he's doing it. He's living the dream. He's traveling the world playing slick guitar and riding around on a BMX, you know, and he's hilarious.
That's that cool rad person we needed. We talked about earlier on.
Yeah. But yeah. So if you get a chance, go see Mr. Dave Hill.
Nice.
He's pretty awesome. Anything else happening with you?
No, not really. More of the same. If I'm not working, I'm trying to be dad here because I have kids who ain't sleeping. As you know, I was chatting to you yesterday, and usually it's just the one, but they were both up yesterday. So no, at the moment I'm pretty boring. I've gone to a couple of 40ths because that's the realm.
No one wants to hear about this.
Yeah, so that's.
I'm going to.
I got nothing. I think we'll wrap her up then, Dave.
Yeah, man. Before we put our last year to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe I should put my kids on the other end of this so they watch it. And
Oh
then
yeah,
they
cool.
go,
Yeah. Yeah. We just sing some Wiggle songs.
like,
But we'd be done for copyright then. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So we are the Odds Pods on all the
Sure.
socials. Please come check us out. Give us a follow. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us
Look at that. That's
YouTube.
not fancy. Yeah.
We're fancy people, Dave.
We're fancy.
We get all the stuff. We're on all the socials as the Oz Pods. You'll find us there. We were kind of gonna keep this going for another while. We'll have our live shows of a Tuesday, 9:00. Yeah, we'll have our podcast back up as well as soon as I send off the sound file off. Apologies for not doing that. And we'll be back up and running all the usual podcast locations as well as our new
wherever you get your podcasts.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Go on, say your line. Say your line.
40 odd episodes, I just say?
50
odd episodes.
50 episodes. Yeah, 50 episodes up there with various different luminaries from the comic book world and beyond, talking about their favorite apocalypses and explaining why they are their favorite apocalypses. Available wherever you get your podcasts, or as Ben would say,
what the hell was it? Wherever you download, was it? God,
wherever you download your files or your machine that you listen to, and so, but available wherever you get your podcast, good and bad. It's all there. And we will soon be publishing our new book, The Odds. So more on that as the weeks progress, and we might have more pages.
We're putting more things now as our live show goes by, because you can see stuff here and you can't see it on our.
We can only describe it on the podcast. But
detail of how amazing my art looks. Yeah,
Ben, I think you better make more coffee.
Hey, I don't think so. I think I'm fucking ready.
All right, man.
And you can find Dave at Dave Hendrick on most socials.
Yeah, Dave Hendrick on that thing that used to be Twitter, which is now a mess. And you'll get me at Dave M. Hendrick on Instagram, because my evil doppelganger took my name on Instagram. So you'll get me there on that, and Threads and Blue Sky.
Very good. And I'm at Benesy on most things. I'm Benesy's Art on YouTube, and I am The Art of Benesy on Twitch. There we go. Yeah. They're the only ones that are different than Benesy. And Tommy's been on. Hey, Tommy, thanks very much.
Hey, Tommy.
And that's it. That's our show. We'll leave you to it. We'll see you guys next week. And just because we're super fancy, I'm going to play us out to a little bit of music. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks a million. Bye.